Hi and welcome to Comcast Local Edition. I'm Elena Russo. Well, there are a lot of issues coming to head for the Stafford County citizens, and they want to hear about it. So to tell us more on what's going on is Supervisor Paul V. Mildy III from the Acquired District of the Stafford County Board of Supervisors. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
So bring us up to date on some of the hot topics. And right now I know one of them is the SPCA.
Just recently, the board finally had the public hearing on the SPCA. Hundreds of people showed up. It was standing room only. Most of the speakers were in favor of granting the conditional use permit for Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and those opposed were some of the neighbors. We passed a scaled-down version. Instead of 150 dogs and hundreds of cats, we gave the applicant, Bill Hoyt, permission to start with about 15 dogs and 40 cats. I supported that only because it was the best offer I was given. I wasn't happy with that. I wanted more, but we'll come back to this in 6 months after the county has looked for some other land possibly to give Mr. Hoyt, or a place where we might build a facility and work with Mr. Hoyt. I'm very skeptical about that coming to fruition. We don't really have any extra land, or we'd use it for soccer fields or baseball fields and other things, but we'll give it a shot, and then maybe we'll revisit this after a few months.
Extra land, I'm sure, is hard to come by in any area right now.
Yes, it sure is.
Let's talk a little bit about the BPOL tax. That's been a hot topic for quite some time.
Sure. About a year and a half ago, the board passed on a 4-3 vote. Until it was the meeting went until 3:30 in the morning. Hundreds of people spoke, mostly against the BPOL tax. It's a tax on businesses on their gross receipts, and it passed anyway. And now we didn't have it taking effect until January 1st of 2010. And so it turns out that this election this fall is going to be a referendum on BPOL. In every election, every supervisor's race in Stafford, one side of in this case, the Democrats are favoring the tax and the Republicans are opposing the tax. So we're going to let the voters decide, really, on this issue. It's one of the hottest issues in the race. So we'll see. We'll see next year if we still have BPOL, and if the people want to, if they think it's wise to tax businesses in this economy, then we'll do what they tell us to do, because I won't be here to object.
Let's just back up for a moment with the BPOL tax. Let's tell some viewers who may not be familiar with it what it is.
A BPOL tax is a business professional occupancy licensing tax. It's if you own a business in Stafford County, as of January 1st, 2010, you're going to be taxed on your gross receipts, a percentage of your gross receipts. So whether you're profitable or not, you'll be taxed. And you must put this in context. In the last 2 years, we've raised taxes on businesses roughly 4 times. We increased commercial property tax by about 58% on average, and we also passed 90% property tax on vehicles increase last year, and also service district tax, another 7 to 9% if you are on Route 17 or 610 in Stafford County. So they've really been taking a hit in the middle of the worst economy we've seen in decades, and I just think it's a bad time. If there ever was a good time for a new tax on businesses, this is not it.
Let's move forward. Talk about the Crow's Nest acquisition. That's huge.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite issues in my district. The Crow's Nest was, we saved 1,770 acres last year. The governor flew in for that. And then just last week, we had another celebration, and we celebrated another 1,100 acres added to that. Now we have about 2,900 acres, and we're working now on the last big section is about 500 or 600 acres called Crow's Nest Harbor. That'll be the endeavor for the next year or two.
Well, congratulations on all that.
Thank you.
Is the Crow's Nest Harbor, is that also going to be preserved area?
We hope so, and it's ironic. It's not really a harbor, by the way. It has very little water. We got most of the waterfront and wetlands and natural, environmentally sensitive. This is the flatter land that was slated for development, and it's owned by a couple hundred different entities, but we think we can put it together and do something with it.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on all of your hard work finally coming to fruition. We enjoy you coming in.
My pleasure. Thanks, Elena.
You just heard from Supervisor Paul V. Mildy III from the Acquired District of the Stafford County Board of Supervisors. To learn more on what's going on in your community, check out On Demand and click Get Local. For Comcast Local Edition, I'm Elena Russo.